Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over the 5 things that I don't exactly like about the 2022 Nissan Titan XD. Now before getting this video, I do want to mention if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into the video. So the first thing has to pertain to the engine. Okay, well all we got to do is find the little hood latch release. Okay, it's right here in front of me. I review so many cars, it's hard to remember where everything is. But anyways, under the hood of the Titan XD, we have a naturally aspirated 5.6 liter V8, goes through a 9-speed automatic transmission. It's good for 400 horsepower and then 413 pound-feet of torque. It's a really solid powertrain. It's very reliable. The transmission shifts amazingly quick. It's seamless. So what's wrong with this powertrain? The thing that's wrong with this powertrain is I feel like it's just not quite enough for what they're selling this truck as. This is supposed to be a heavy half-ton, and so I think that the truck should have a little bit more oomph compared to the regular Titan. If you look at other truck manufacturers, like let's say Ram for example, when they put an engine in a heavy-duty truck, they give it a little bit more, go, right? So look at like the regular 5.7 liter Hemi that's in the 1500. It's got just under 400 horsepower and just over 400 pound-feet of torque. The 6.4 Hemi, that's still a gas engine, has over 400 horsepower and like 430 pound-feet of torque and just feels quite a bit punchier. This is the same engine you get in the half-ton Titan. Now, they used to offer a diesel, but they don't offer a diesel anymore with the Titan. Now, I will say that that Cummins diesel wasn't exactly the most reliable engine, and it just wasn't a great powertrain overall. So I'm okay that they ditched it, but I think that they should replace it with a different diesel or just something that's a little bit peppier compared to what you get in a regular Titan, is what I'm trying to say. So this is a great powertrain. I just think the XD should have something a little bit more. Now, the number 2 thing has to pertain to the payload and towing capacity. So this should be a relatively quick point. Let's get into it. So first off, let's look at the payload sticker with the Titan. So you can see right here, 1,690 pounds for the payload. And then for the towing capacity, it's right around like 11,000 pounds with the XD. And this is the problem. That's not heavy duty towing or payload. That's half-ton towing and payload. And again, Nissan is marketing this as a heavy half-ton. Now, this is beefier than the regular Titan, so I will give it that. But if you look at a Ram 2500, Ford F-250, Chevy Silverado 2500, those all have higher towing and payload capacities compared to this truck. And I understand that they don't sell this as a heavy duty. This is a heavy half-ton is what Nissan has always marketed as. I understand that. But I think that it should just be a little bit more than it is, because I can go buy a new Ford F-150 or a Ram 1500 and have about the same amount of towing and payload capacity as this, or even a Silverado 1500. And so, yeah, I don't know. I think that, again, it should have a little bit more, and maybe that has to pertain to the powertrain. So maybe they got to, again, beef up the powertrain a little bit, and then maybe beef up the suspension even more. The number 3 thing is that parts of the truck feel old. I'm also going to include some things on this truck that look like they were just like tacked on after the fact. So first off, the tow hooks. I mean, look at these things. Just, yeah, kind of interesting. And then also the marker lights that are part of like an off-road package on this. And then there's more in the grill. It's kind of hard to see though. They just look like they were thrown on. But there are certain elements on this truck that just kind of date it slightly. So first off, like all the controls here, just kind of how that all looks now. I mean, really durable materials, so they have that going for them. And then same thing with the steering wheel. And let's actually pop in and turn the truck on. So you can see the rest of the controls. Again, compared to some of the other manufacturers, this actually looks really nice. It definitely does look a little bit more on the old school side of things. And also if we pop it into reverse, backup camera resolution, it's got a solid 360 camera system, not the greatest resolution. And then also like still uses like a traditional column shifter. Some of you guys might love that though. I know that for a fact. But yeah, I mean, I feel like this is just a more old school truck, and I know that there's a charm to that. So I am putting this in the 5 things that I don't exactly like about the truck, but I understand that for a lot of buyers you might like that because it's more simplistic, and you know that this is going to last a lot longer compared to, some of the other trucks because of the modern gadgets and gizmos and all that kind of stuff that they throw into them. Now, number 4 has to pertain to the ventilated seat function. Okay, so this one's going to be pretty funny. You guys are going to have a laugh at this one, but we got to get into the nitpicking. So look at these seats. We've got these nice perforated seats, and notice the perforations are all there in the center, not on this portion, not on that portion. And you can see the seat control right there. I actually really like the seat control because you twist it to the ventilated function or the heated seat function. It's pretty cool. Now my problem with the seats is they don't really get all that cool. I have had it on high the entire time I've had this truck, and it doesn't really cool down all that much. And I think a big part of it is just surface area. Like this part right here doesn't get any ventilation, and neither does the top. And so if those parts get hot and this part's like cooling off, it just kind of equals out to where you don't really have a cooled seat, if that makes sense. So I think they should just extend it, right? Maybe put some more fans in the seat, but yeah, that's all. Now the fifth and final thing has to pertain to the price. Oh boy, this one is probably going to be controversial. So here is the window sticker for this. Again, this is a Platinum Reserve, so this is a fully loaded XD. Now notice base MSRP $63,000. This one as tested is $68,735. Now in modern truck terms, you know, that's actually not too crazy, because Ford's fully loaded F-150 Limited is like over $80,000 nowadays. Rams fully loaded limited, same thing. The Silverado High Country is a little bit more than this. It's like $73,000. So this is actually the least expensive fully loaded. Well, it's not a half ton because it's considered a heavy duty vehicle. As you can see, it doesn't have a EPA rating right there. Okay, so yeah, I mean it's less expensive than the competition, but the other points that I just mentioned, I feel like this could have a little bit more of a more powerful powertrain, right? And, you know, the fact that it, you know, some of the stuff, again, looks a little bit more on the outdated side of things for the controls, and then, you know, some of the tech that this comes with and everything, like from a camera system perspective and how the gauge cluster looks and all that. And so it's not terribly unreasonable. But I think that the way that Nissan could really make this like a solid value where people are like, wow, I'm definitely going to buy this over, you know, some of the domestic manufacturers, is if they just gave it a super solid, you know, diesel powertrain and kept it at around the price that it was at. Maybe make it a little bit more expensive, because I understand that the engineering behind that and everything would cost more. But the point that I'm trying to make is, as it stands, you know, it's kind of like, okay, well, you are paying a little bit less money compared to other fully loaded trucks, but you're not exactly getting any more capability than those trucks have. And so if someone wants a modern luxury truck, then they're going to go and buy from another manufacturer. This is kind of like a value play, but again, I think they just need to do something to give it a little bit more of an edge. Now let's get some things up for the 5 things that I don't exactly like about the 2022 Nissan Titan XD. I want you guys to let me know what you think about all this, and I will see all of you in that next video.